sure
Stephen
you
A.,
can.
would you rather have Ja or Giannis in these playoffs?
I got to tell you. Listen, Giannis is an obvious answer. Let me say this to you. Let Ja Morant keep ascending. And I might go with Ja. I think it's a discussion. Giannis is Giannis. And I get that. And he's the reigning finals MVP, reigning champion. He's a former league MVP, defensive player of the year. I mean, the guy's phenomenal. I get all of that. Giannis is Giannis. But we don't know what the hell Ja gonna be. And see, I will confess to you, I'll give you something to laugh about. Because I've been going through it emotionally.
Yeah, I've been watching the tweets,
Knicks,
yeah.
With my Knicks. And let me tell you, this is what I can't stop thinking about. I'm just going to throw myself on the guillotine here.
Okay.
I think about Steph Curry. And all I keep thinking about over the last few months is the New York Knicks had the 8th pick, 2009. And he went 7th. And the reason why I keep thinking about that is because all these recent 30-point performances by R.J. Barrett got everybody excited. We've never confused him with Ja Morant. New York Knicks had the 3rd pick. Ja Morant goes number 2. I mean, you can't make this up, okay? And then when you couple that with that damn Phil Jackson, great, phenomenal coach, but just garbage as a Knicks executive, sitting up there. I'm on New York radio screaming at the world. Donovan Mitchell to the high heavens. He grabs Frank Ntilikina.
And he's come out here too, Donovan
The
Mitchell.
R.J. Barrett draft. As much as I like R.J. Barrett, and I'm proud of him because he started using his right hand, remember, we couldn't get the number 2 pick. We fell at number 3. Who was the dude on the air saying, Darius Garland out of Vanderbilt, this brother can play.
I mean, we could
New
do
York
this.
Knicks
How
need
many,
a
Monday
how
morning
many
quarterback.
decades
Oh,
do we do this right now?
But I'm just saying.
I hear you.
Go
No,
back
I'm
to
with
the
you.
tape,
I'm with you.
It's all there. I was saying all that. And I was everybody like, oh, Steven, shut up.
Yeah.
Steven, shut up. And they just dismissed it. And I'm watching all of this now. And damn it, Jay, it hurts. It hurts, man.
You were in perpetual
It
purgatory.
hurts because I look at Ja Morant. Could you imagine if he was at the Garden? Could you imagine if Ja Morant was at Madison Square Garden every night?
Yeah.
Do you understand
Be
how
live.
special that would be? And I'm telling y'all right now, I got Ja Morant as a top 2, top 3 MVP candidate right now.
Yeah.
Okay? Right in that conversation with Giannis. I'm going to throw Joel Embiid in there. Kevin Durant, obviously, and Steph Curry. Kevin Durant is going because of the injury. I had him at number 1. You were right. Steph Curry, fell off a little bit, but he could come back. But Ja Morant right now, look, I know Giannis is going to dominate everybody that's smaller and weaker. I get that. But what Ja Morant can do, Lord have mercy. I got to tell you, I can't sit up there and definitively say I'd rather have Giannis come playoff time at this moment because I don't know what the hell I'm going to see from Ja Morant.
Sounds like you're leaning to Ja. Where are you on this, Jay?
I love Ja. His game is ascending. I would agree with Stephen A. that he is top 3 in the MVP votes. It's not a question for me right now, though. I'm taking Giannis, and I'm not even thinking twice about it, S.A. I'm not. I mean, 50 points, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. One of the most historic offensive performances we've seen in the history of the game.
Yeah.
I don't care if people want to knock and say that if Kevin Durant wore a size 16, they wouldn't have been there. They got there, and he performed. I've seen them do it. There is history. 2-time MVP, NBA Finals MVP, probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year this year again, and he was 2020.
I don't think that's going to happen.
All right, well, fine. He's in the conversation.
He's in the conversation.
He's in the
I don't think
conversation.
that's gonna happen. I'm a Draymond Green guy on that.
That's fine. I love seeing Ja Morant ascend. He is a beast. I just know what the hell I'm going to get with Giannis when the playoffs come around. I know what I'm going to get.
Fair.
And if anybody wants to use the situation about, well, the free throw line, I'm like, I'm not having the ball in crunch time in Giannis' hands. I'm having it in Chris Middleton's hands to make some decisions, and Giannis will attack the rim.
Right. But that right there is where we have to crystallize this conversation. Because you said, I'm not having the ball in his hand.
But you're talking about one aspect of the game. I'm talking about defensively. I'm talking about all the game together, Stephen A.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess what I'm saying to you is this. What I'm seeing from Ja Morant has me fantasizing. Because remember, it ain't like he showed up in the playoffs last year and wilted beneath the pressure.
They beat Golden State.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But he answered the call.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
In terms of his performance.
Yeah.
And we know how spectacular he can be. And we see his game evolving even more to the point right now. Like, for example, we got, I got a vote and, all-star starters and stuff like that. Steph Curry's a given. And then they say CP3. Well, I'm not sure. What about Ja Morant? What about Ja Morant?
He has career
CP3
highs in every category right
I'm
now.
just saying, CP3 is sensational. He's sensational. I'm just saying. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Ja Morant, there's an unknown element about Ja Morant that can elevate you to a point where you're saying, like, everybody move the hell out the way. This brother has arrived.
Oh, I agree.
It's possible that come playoff time, we might be saying that about this brother.
See, but you're using words like possible.
That's fair.
You're
And I
using
get
things
that.
like I don't know, but
But remember,
I agree with you. It's trending in that direction.
But remember, when you look at Giannis, and I'm not taking anything away from him, he was phenomenal.
Oh,
fantastic.
but you're about to.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
saying
about
to you is this: DeAndre Ayton, relatively young, but also minimal help. Saric goes down, he's injured. Don't give me Frank Kaminsky. He was a big man playing against boys compared to him in terms of his motor, his size, his strength, everything that you bring to the table. He was the big man on campus, and you knew it. And what I find myself saying is, well, what if it ain't like that? What if you got some men in that post area
like who?
That I'm saying that turns you, collectively speaking, that turns you.
I know. I'm asking like
more
who?
of a perimeter.
What's an example?
I'm talking about a team.
Is there anybody? Is there any player that can turn him into a perimeter
No
player?
player, but I think schematically, from a team perspective, you can neutralize the things that made him effective against Phoenix in that game 6. And that's what I don't know if you have an answer for Ja Morant. I don't know if you have an answer.
Well, no one had an answer for the Bucks last season. I know there was a lot of injuries, but that's a true
injuries,
story. That's the true story, though. They didn't have an answer for Giannis. He proved some
respect
things.
the hell out of Milwaukee, but they ain't in no damn conference finals if Kyrie don't get hurt. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.